we were doing Legacy.
Alright, everybody. We are back for the final round of tonight's FNM tournament. We're not sure if this round is exactly winning in, simply because there's a... Well, the fact of the matter is I'm not entirely sure how the math works on these. There might be one 3 and 2 player make it into the top 8. So if that's the case, it'd be very likely that one of these gentlemen would make it. However, if no 3 and 2 makes it into the top 8, this is irrelevant. But the one thing that's cool about it is Max Turner, who's on the left, he's played on the stream multiple times before. If you ever go to our Facebook page, you will see that all of the highlights of the week that I post have been Max Turner because he's done some very degenerate things in the past. So,
Elf for a billion.
he had Genesis Wave for 19 at one point. He also had a Tamiyo emblem with a Karn. So he would just double Vindicate and then replay the Karn in 2 turns. He's playing Logan Cutlip, who's played on camera once tonight already, who's playing a green-white aggro deck. So this will be a classic control versus aggro deck. I don't know a ton about Max's exact list, but I will tell you that there are some pretty saucy ones in there. There is a Nicole Bolas, Olivia Voldaren, Terminus. The deck works because of the flexibility of Chromatic Lantern. So
He's really just playing huge fatties.
he's just playing every good card in Magic and hoping that he has the mana to cast them up. So it should be, one way or the other, it should be pretty good. We did have one round that could draw in Scotty Wright, who we saw in round 2, I believe, playing Blue-Red Delver, as we see Max show off Adam Vickers' artwork from a previous round. He's drawing in against Michael Taylor, who's playing Golgari Zombies, who we saw at the tail end of round 1. Everybody else is drawing live, as we are joined by none other than Michael Taylor. Why don't you grab you a chair? You can come in too.
Actually,
Are you trading out there?
let somebody borrow a card for States real quick,
Sure.
and then I will be right back.
Yes, so we're joined in here by Scotty Wright, and then Michael Taylor will be back briefly. They are our draw-in round. So,
Pack cracking going on in here as well.
yeah, Brett has been cracking all of his FNM winnings from the last forever. You know who needs that Sigarda? Sam Hanna. He was actually looking for one earlier, so.
That's actually who I was just giving a face reward to.
And there's a good chance we'll be writing in the same card estate, so I need to confirm if Max needs it right or not. So,
I'm pretty sure it does.
but anyway, just as a brief reset, there we are at Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. This is round 5 of our first standard FNM post-rotation. So, all night we've been seeing new decks, new goodies, fun interactions. And lots of glare from the right side of the table, which I apologize for, but I can't seem to sort it out for whatever reason. So,
Looks like everyone took their hands there. So.
this is really bad. I don't know what the issue is, but every 1-drop mana dude is on the table.
Should feel good.
Someone asking when we'll relocate to Minnesota. That's never. Not that I have anything against Minnesota, I just have no real good reason to move up there, so. If you make it lucrative, I'll come up.
We will, for a modest fee, we'll come up and announce do your guys' stream.
I'm going to be honest, if I'm moving to Minnesota and the weather that accompanies Minnesota, it needs to be much more than modest fee. I have one work associate who works in Minnesota, and that's literally all I know about the state. However, unlike West Virginia and most people, I do recognize Minnesota is a state, which is more than most people give us credit for. So.
Not western part of Virginia.
Yeah.
I assumed it was part of Canada, to be honest.
Canada?
Canada.
We have a lot of Canadian viewers. Last week when we tried to give away the elf poster, someone from Canada won and then declined. So what did we see there? Let's talk about this Magic game here. So Max tried to, Logan tried to land a Sublime Archangel. Max rifted to buy himself a turn. Logan recast it, and now Max is resolving a Forbidden Alchemy. He has selected his card. He's binning Sphinx's Revelation, a land, and a card I cannot recognize. So,
Which one did he take?
digging. Is it the top card that was on top of his hand? That's a Sulfur Falls. I'm not sure if that's the one he kept though. Olivia is going to eat this game up if it takes 2 to ping and 5 to steal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Of course, that exalted lady there is going to be.
well, he's going to be eating 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 damage, right? If he doesn't block the angel.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he might have just played Olivia as a chump blocker and plans on clearing the board after.
She has exalted as well.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
9, if he doesn't block.
Wait, it's base. There's 4 creatures, so 4 exalted triggers. It's a base 4 power. So
I thought it was a 5/4. Never mind.
Well, you thought wrong, Brett. Get out of here.
I'm bad at
No
this
one
game.
likes you. You don't know anything about Sublime Archangel.
When are we playing Yu-Gi-Oh again?
Kaijudo tournament starts in an hour. I don't even know what Kaijudo is. I just use it as a joke. Michael, I mean, you haven't been here for a couple of weeks. Are you seeing the technology we got? We got countdown timer now.
Oh man.
We also got Hideous Glare. And Logan has literally every 1 mana accelerant in his deck on the table. We can't see half of them because of the glare.
He can hardcast anything in the world.
I cannot apologize enough for all the glare. I don't know what the deal is, but hopefully the game is not unwatchable. So he does just jump out with the Olivia. Indicating to me he's probably got a Verdict or something in his hand.
How's the glare been all night?
It's been bad. We tried to fix it. I think we made it worse, which is a classic move on our part. So there's a Tamiyo. Speak of the devil, Brett Rose just opened a Sublime Archangel. Where are those still, like 20, 25, something like that?
And a foil...
And a foil Shimmyan Spectre. Not as exciting. It's shinier, but not as exciting. As we see Maxx Turner resolve a Tamiyo, tapping down the Archangel, which will help, but will not really help as much as you would hope, because the Tamiyo is just going to die to any of the other creatures, right? Because they're all going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even his Arbor Elf is going to be a 7/7, right? We're getting some props for Kaijudo in the chat. I've actually heard it's a pretty good game. Jordan bought a couple starter decks of it. He said it was pretty good. I'm just not I'm not the kind of guy that can handle multiple card game based hobbies in my life.
It's tough enough as is.
It's hard out there for a gangster.
Did the life choose you, or did you choose it?
It's a chicken and egg scenario. We can't. Just got a tweet from Cliff Markham, the winner of tonight's giveaway. He's very excited about his winning, as we see Logan resolve a Centaur healer. You too can win this week's stream giveaway. We have more information after the first game break. So we're down to a modest 67 viewers. It is getting a little bit later. More importantly, Magic Online is back up, so I imagine we lose a little bit because of that. But for the 70 of you that are watching us, we definitely appreciate your patronage. There's really no reason why so many people should be watching us. It's kind of baffling at times, but if you had told me when we started this up 2 months ago that 70 people will be watching, I would have called you a liar. So, we're obviously thrilled. And if you like tonight's action, come back tomorrow for West Virginia States.
Will you be, I guess, will we be trying to stream anything other than the standard?
At States?
Maybe to take a break if a side event opens, or...
I believe you grossly underestimate how busy we will be streaming the standard event. So the short answer is no. The long answer was all that bit I put about underestimating earlier. So what?
Oh!
What is that? Who's that from?
one of my friends.
Okay, I don't want to tell you what the off-camera text image we just saw is, but it involves a very painful situation for one deer. As we see Maxx win the game off the back of a terminus. So why... Can someone explain to me why Tamiyo didn't die? Did you all know why Tamiyo didn't die?
I think she did not die.
I mean, Maxx had a tap out for the Tamiyo. He locked down Sublime Archangel, but any of the 1-power dudes would have killed Tamiyo. Do you know why it's still there? Did he just not attack it?
I guess he just tried to win.
Okay. I guess that's a valid point. I'm feeling pretty good about Max's chances here. There's just something about Maxx playing like a weird control deck that's like very good TV. For those of you who have not watched, I wish it was Karn, but then I just remembered Karn doesn't exist anymore, but Gisela does. What Gisela says, it has flying first strike and it doubles damage and halves damage against you. What it should say is it attacks for 10, because that's what it ends up doing. So Logan is on a 3-turn clock because he managed to gain some life. Champion of Lamhold is entirely irrelevant at this point. I can see in Max's hand a Sorin. I don't know if I like Sorin in this deck. Opinions from the room? Sorin in a 4-color control deck?
Probably not.
For 4 mana, you can play another Jace.
I don't think he does enough for that deck.
Although he might just be testing all of them tonight to see which one is better.
Yeah, he wasn't playing that yesterday. He didn't have a Sorin.
I really don't like it, but...
Maybe he only has 3 Jaces.
But I should reiterate what I've talked about multiple times on the history of the chat, as well as tonight. I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's all a guess game at this point.
My friend's apartment steps last night.
So,
Please don't do that.
Restoration Angel is detained by Tamiyo. We have a champion up to 2/2 off the strength of Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Just out of curiosity, what does Sorin do at all? I mean, he makes dudes.
He makes dudes. He gives your guys an emblem. If you can ultimate... He's not playing him for the emblem in this deck, but if you can ultimate him... It's very, very good. I mean, you basically just get all the best 3 creatures on the board.
He did win a match while he was playing next to me with 3 Sorin emblems in play. I do believe he's playing multiple copies of Sorin.
I don't know if I agree with that, but again, I don't know. And I know a lot of people are just testing out...
If you were playing the Esper Planeswalkers with Lingering Souls and such, I think that's fine, but I also agree that it just
Does
doesn't...
anybody see my Dr. Pepper? Scotty, I'm going to task you with something since you are close to the door. Can you go find a Dr. Pepper with no lid on it?
Sure.
It might be up front on the case. As Scotty goes... Oh, Scotty has located my Dr. Pepper. One of the greatest mysteries of modern man has been solved.
Well, the crisis averted, really.
Thank you, sir.
Leaving an unopened pop in a card shop.
I know, man. I'm going to get roofied. It's bad news. I know what I said. Alright, so Logan is hellbent here. He has 3 dudes on board, one of which is tapped down, and 2 of which are irrelevant. He has to deal with the Gisela before he can deal with the Tamiyo, before he can deal with the Sorin. So this is one of those games of Magic which is over, but they don't really know it yet, right?
It just has to get there.
Maxx just has to formally win the game. Yep. As we see in the chat, this might be a good opportunity to concede so that you have a chance to win the next 2 games.
Concession is really for losers.
You can't win if you concede. You know what Maxx can do? This might prompt a concession. This fella. Nicole Bolas. Come on, Logan. Just give him my body. Let's just move on.
Extend your hand.
Brett Rose wouldn't even give you the option. He would just... Look, Maxx I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have the diets on it. I'm going to plus all my dudes.
This is mine now.
So next turn, he's going to ultimate Sorin, right? Kill all the dudes that Logan has.
Get them back.
And what's Tamiyo's ultimate? 8?
8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And she comes out at 4 or 5.
He probably will not ultimate Soren. He'll probably wait until Tamiyo ultimates and then ultimate Soren. A very dominant board state out of Maxx at this point. It was all about that Terminus, right?
I'm getting...
As we watch in studio, Brett Rose loading all of his pack openings from earlier tonight into his trade book. If you get a break here, Scotty, after the round, we might talk to you about your blue-red deck. We were discussing some of the interesting... We did our first deck tech featuring Michael Taylor, playing his, if you can believe it, mid-range zombies deck.
Yes.
It is not by any means a beatdown. It's a very interesting build. Have you played him yet? I know you were paired in the final round, but you didn't.
No. We sat down to play a game before the tournament started, and we got to about turn 2, and then he started pairing. So.
And how was that going? Oh, it's turn 2. It doesn't matter.
There were 2 great crawlers on the other side.
You said 2.
So not great.
Yeah.
All right. So
Looking grim.
Maxx steals, wins. Game 2 approaches. I promised it, heading into Game 2, that at the break I would discuss our giveaway. So I must live up to that promise now. I'll briefly change the totals, and then it's after 10 o'clock, so I'm starting to feel sleepy. This thing right here, earlier tonight, if you've watched before, you know about this. If you've watched the archives on YouTube, you know about this. If you were watching during round 2, you know about this. At the beginning of every round on feature camera, we use rock, paper, scissors cards from Unglue to start our games. Know why? Because it's fun. If you aren't doing it, well, you're making very, very poor life choices. You don't have your own play set? They're hard to find? Are you in luck or what? Every week we give away one play set free of charge. All you have to do to win is simply follow me at ZachSalesMagic on Twitter. During the second round, I sent out a tweet that said something to the effect of, "It's giveaway time." You said that, right?
Yeah. How many people retweeted it so far?
Let's use the quick power of the intranets and my dual monitor technology from tonight.
Bum, bum, bum.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 participants.
How many of them are named Zach Viglianco?
None of them.
Rough.
Wait, no, you tweeted. For those of you who don't know, and there's really no reason why you should know, and there's probably no reason why I should bring it up, but I'm going to anyway. Brett Rose mentions Zach Viglianco. Who is Zach Viglianco? Zach Viglianco is a young man from the greater Charleston area who plays at this shop, however, is currently enrolled at West Virginia University Law School, so he is not available to play with us. He also happens to be a very good friend of Brett Rose. So, when Brett Rose decided to start a Twitter account, now did you start a Twitter account exclusively for this, or did you have one previously?
No, it was exclusively for this because
Okay.
I really, really, really want that set of rock, paper, scissors.
That should tell you how important those cards are and why you should value the chance to win them. But Brett Rose started his own Twitter account, and his Twitter name is @ZachViglianco. I'm also followed by Zach Viglianco under his normal name, which is something about West Virginia law. So every week I get 2 entries into the giveaway, one from Zach Viglianco and one from @ZachViglianco, and they're 2 separate people, which I think is hilarious. It's like if Michael Jackson's Twitter name was Tito Jackson.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Everyone else loves it. You can love it too. Look at that. Sarah Taylor now following me on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Sarah Taylor.
That's Michael Taylor's wife.
Yeah.
Blowing up. All joking aside, as we now top off at 80 people watching, I cannot stress how appreciative I am of everyone sharing their time, not just for people like Brett Rose, who have sacrificed their Friday Night Magic opportunities to come in here, and got distracted by the chat, come in here and spend their time. It's very hard. That's one thing I think it's a lot of people, that's one thing that I had a problem, I underestimated when I initially started doing this, and I think it's one thing people still don't understand, is it's very hard to find someone else to do commentary. Because I'll tell you what's not good. One person sitting in here talking to themselves. I would like to think that I do have the gift of gab enough that I could manage, but it really, really sucks. So having the back and forth is fun. The problem is, in order to find someone else to do an FNM commentary cast with you, you have to find someone who doesn't want to play FNM. So in the past month or so, it was easy because like Michael wasn't playing standard, Jordan was burnt out of standard, Max wanted to do it 1 week. It's fun for them, but this is a very popular situation now. So I appreciate the sacrifice of everyone.
You don't see Delver in every single deck list. It's pretty nice.
I like it. So, one thing I'm a little bit upset with is that there's not an old-fashioned mono red deck in this format. And I know, and anyone who knows me personally or has listened in previous broadcasts, I am a mono red player. That is the kind of deck I like to play. That is my personality flaw, I will admit. And while I'm not complaining that my favorite deck isn't available. It's usually nice for a format to have that kind of keep you honest kind of red deck wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the rotation last time, when Innistrad came out, there was a very strong mono red deck. But
what was that again?
What you mean? What the staples were?
Yeah.
It was basically Stromkirk Nobles, Gut Shots, Geist Flames, Searing Spear, Chandra's Phoenix,
Bloodthirst,
Stormblood, Berserker.
It all sounds good.
Chandra's Phoenix.
Koth, yes.
Koth,
And Hero.
Hero of Hero of
Oxidridge.
Just don't have that. Most of the good red cards that came out, there were a bunch of them. The Cackling Devil, the Shred Freak, but they just don't lend them. They're an attacking red deck. And like we saw earlier, one Centaur Healer shuts down all the attacks from all those aggressive guys. Much like a Blade Splasher token shut down red in the previous 3 months.
All the creatures that are coming out now are way above curve. Like Red's thing was that they get bigger every turn.
Yeah. Yes. Like in a perfect scenario, you cast your Stromkirk Noble on turn 1.
Right.
It attacks unmolested twice. And after the second attack, at the end of your 3rd turn, it is a 3/3. Your opponent untaps, taps 3 lands and plays Centaur Healer, which is also 3/3. Or taps 3 for Loxodon Smiter, which is a 4/4, right?
He just gets eaten.
So the best thing that can happen with your best turn 1 play is that it gets in for 3 damage and then is irrelevant for the rest of it. People are talking about how mono red will probably get better with because the traditional beatdown guilds are Rakdos to a certain extent, but mostly Boros and Gruul.
No, I didn't play back whenever the original Ravnica was around. What were the huge decks back then?
I also didn't play during that time. The only decks I'm familiar with, I think, were extended decks. I know Zoo is very popular. I know Dredge showed up.
There's a knight that's shown up in a lot of lists.
Knight of Glory, also dubbed White Knight, even though that's factually incorrect. It is a 2/1 base with Exalted, correct?
Yes.
Seems very good. And it's pro
black.
Pro the appropriate color.
That's not appropriate at all.
What was that? What did he just cast? Is that the kill
Ultimate Price?
Yeah, so an ultimate price. I don't think that card's any good at all. Can anyone want to weigh in on that? It just seems like all the creatures that you want to kill with spot removal will not die to that. As we see the Zorius Charm take out the Knight of Glory, and because Max killed the Absence Pilgrim, he can't recast it because he doesn't have white mana.
And doesn't any mana.
To be fair, Logan has run very poorly on our stream tonight in both games. In both matches, I should say. So did you see what he kept off the Alchemy? I saw Sorin, but I'm not sure that's what he kept. Yeah, this game is over. It's just the way it's going to be. So, Scotty, get your deck out and start sorting it up, because we're going to be doing deck tech pretty soon.
Where am I sorting this here?
Just pull out the cards at the front. We don't have to, we're not going to lay it out. As we see Detention. Is that the first Detention Spear we've seen all night?
No. I think one of
Jordan has one against me.
Love that card. Seems very good.
I don't know that's as good as...
What did he play there before? I couldn't see because of the glare.
You mean what's out there now? Glare.
Yeah, we'll figure it out when he taps it. Arbor Elf.
Yep.
So Tamiyo up to 7. Chromatic Lantern in play. Logan finally finds his 3rd mana, which is his first white source, to replay his Knight, and it gets dissipated. So, it's removed from the game. I don't think that's going to matter, but if it does matter, we'll go out there and tell them. Terminus is good. Tamiyo ekes up. Maxx has ultimated Tamiyo 3 times on camera since we started doing this.
He does love Tamiyo.
What's the chances? Let's think about this. I know we've got 3 rounds after this, and this game isn't over, but are there any other highlight of the week potentials that you can think of tonight? Any awesome plays we've seen tonight? Anyone on the
that
chat?
misplay unsummon that I had earlier?
Anyone? Yeah, you misplayed. The
hard.
internet hated. In the very first round, the first 2 rounds, there were a lot more internet trolls in the chat than there normally is. As we realized earlier, Magic Online is down, so I think there's a lot of people just browsing through the Twitch streams for Magic. They hated that. They had no idea why you did that.
I had no idea why I did that.
They could not talk enough crap about Dave Brown's deck, which I tried to explain. Like, Dave Brown is like a man in and to himself. He's just having fun. Like, just let us have fun. They didn't like it. It was getting real hockey up in the chat. So, back to the game. Maxx has, what happened to Tamiyo? Yeah, ultimated Tamiyo?
Yeah.
Can you lose? As someone in my Twitter stream pointed out this week, they're basically just making fun of, like, Tamiyo emblem plus any card. Tamiyo emblem plus X is so awesome. What does it matter what the X is? Like, name a card that isn't awesome when you have Tamiyo emblem. It's not the other card that makes the situation awesome.
Runechanter's Pike.
It's interchangeable. Okay, Runechanter's Pike not as awesome, but... Alright. And there's our friend, Nicole Bolas. Nicole Bolas with the Tamiyo emblem means that you're just going to vindicate. You can just vindicate all you want, because Nicole Bolas just comes right back. I'm telling you guys, you need to go back in the archives. I think it was 3 weeks ago, or more importantly, go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. You can watch the highlight of the week from a couple weeks ago where Maxx had a Tamiyo emblem and a Karn on board. You just replay Karn every turn. You know what's better than a Vindicate? Infinite Vindicates.
And now he has a Geist, which seems
Playing
solid.
mono Planewalkers. Which one of these? Are they all lands? Does it matter? Why are we still talking about this game?
Why is this game going on?
This might be the first time I ever cut away from a game before the game is over. We are up to 16 in this week's Twitter giveaway. Remember, that giveaway runs until next week when we do the random drawing during the stream. However, you must retweet the tweet that I sent today, so while it's open for that duration of time, no one will know to retweet unless they've been watching right now. So, follow me on Twitter, find the giveaway tweet, retweet it, you could win stuff. And though he will not be watching right now, because he's likely doing something more impressive with his Friday night, I'd like to thank Nick Beckvar at Beckvar on Twitter. One of my buddies from Indianapolis who, of all the Magic collections he buys, he just saves all the rock, paper, scissors cards for me and then mails them to me. That's solid right there.
Nice.
It's a good friend. Got 4 play sets this week. And a spare Paper Tiger. You gotta have spares because you can mix and match sets. So we see a counter flux, which just comes... Okay, so Maxx now has a counter flux Tamiyo emblem block where and with 12 mana, so Logan will have to cast 4 spells a turn before anything resolves. Logan does get the award tonight for putting up the most fights. He has not conceded in any of the games where he was absolutely dead on board. And to be fair, he has run very poorly. So did we just see we just saw Nicole Bolas ultimate as well?
Yes, I believe so.
But we have not seen a Sorin ultimate.
There's the scoop.
Nope, no scoop. No, scooping is for losers.
There it is.
Alright.
Well, congratulations to Max Turner. Like I said originally, I do not know if that will get him into the top 8. He is 3-2. 1 3-2 might make it. We'll just have to wait and see how the tiebreakers sort out. But it was a fun match to watch. Likely will be your highlight of the week yet again, because Maxx just plays Planeswalkers and ultimates them all the time. Now, let's do this. You're not Brett Rose. I'm going to change it.
I'm not.
No one cares, but I'm going to do it anyway. This young man, Scotty Wright, you saw him in round 2 of tonight's feature match. He was playing a blue-red Delver deck. We're going to talk about it.
Alright.
First things first, let's just discuss in theory. We were talking with Brandon Hart earlier, that you feel like this deck can be an aggro deck. Having played this deck for 4 rounds tonight, would you continue to think it can be an aggro deck?
No.
Okay, it's not very much an aggro deck. These are 4 Delver of Secrets. Those are pretty obvious when we said you're playing blue-red Delver. So, you have sorted this all out very nicely. So, let's go run through the list. 2 Augur of Bolas. Tell me about them.
I mean, just, it's a good ground blocker. You get to search for your instant sorceries, what have you.
Just 2 for, because it doesn't really do that much?
Just 2, yeah, you want to be careful, because I'm running miracle cards, Bonfire the Damned, you should want to be careful that you don't hit those.
Makes sense. These bad boys seem like an auto-inclusion. Don't really feel like we need to discuss those. So, 2 of in your 4 slot.
Yes.
Dungeon Geist. I'm a big fan of this card. It made it into my cube, so...
Very good against Thragtusk Answer there. Keep that on lock.
Also good, I imagine, against Lotleth Troll.
Lotleth Troll.
Good against any of the cards that traditional removal would not answer. We'll get to the one-ofs. What did you say, 5?
5 minutes.
Alright, my clock is off. Let's start going through the, well, and since we're talking about the creatures, might as well mention the 2 creature enablers.
Pike,
and then your one-of Talrand. Now, we talked about this prior to the tournament.
Yep.
How many instants and sorceries are you playing?
Oh, a few.
Enough.
Enough.
So I guess there's some value in him.
He does get value.
Is there any more on the board? We'll get to the board later.
There's not.
Alright. Then you have one of this lady.
There is another one of her at the board.
Okay.
That again is another way to deal with Thragtusk and whatnot.
It gives you some reach. How many lands are you playing?
22.
22. So
I was at 23 and then cut it down.
But you are playing some dig spells, which we'll get to here shortly. But now let's talk removal. So this is pretty much the best targeted removal card that we have available. Pillar of Flame, answers Gravecaller, answers Lotleth Troll. Kills the majority of things in the format that this deck would worry about, I would imagine. Not necessarily removal, but tempo cards and basically removal. Can kill a Thragtusk token, can kill our Monoworm token. We didn't see any Monoworms yet tonight.
I have not.
The most phallic of all Magic cards. So, 2 Unsummons, which are the poor man's Vapor Snag, right?
I actually said Snag earlier in a match, and it made me a little sad.
2 Searing Spear. Any particular reason why you have the breakdown? And obviously you want all 4 pillars.
Spear's good, but any more than 2 is just...
It's an odd spot on the... It's when you have to play a card like Searing Spear, you realize how good Lightning Bolt was on the curve. Because it just eats up a spot. And then you have my favorite card from the set, I think. Other than Chromatic Lantern. I think Chromatic Lantern. But Cyclonic Rift. Just a one-of, because I imagine you don't want to draw them in multiples. It's not as good as Unsummon, and you can only overload it once. You know, so I like that. Then also removal. The Cyclonic Rifts.
One of my favorite cards in the set.
Pair. Mizzum Mortars. Mizzum Mortars Overload seems to wreck a lot of decks.
It is very solid, yes.
Still on removal. 2 of these bad boys. You can't not play them, right? No. Scotty Wright has to have Bonfire on some deck. I'll be honest with you, I'm not as high on Bonfire in this format as I was in the previous format. The main thing is the things you're killing with Bonfire aren't as... They're more resilient. You're not taking out...
That's true.
You're not blowing up Arbor Elves and Absence Pilgrims and Birds of Paradise. You're not getting value off of that like you used to be. But still a good card. You're playing one of Izzet Charm? Just for fun?
Just, I mean, the counter can be relevant in the control matchups.
Yeah, for those of you who are unfamiliar, it counters unless they pay 2. You can draw 2 and discard 2, or deals 2 damage to target creature.
very good with Pike.
Pretty good with your Snapcasters too. In a deck like
yeah.
this, you can play a lot of one-ofs because you're digging through your deck so much. And your last removal card, the card that won you the game we saw on camera, Devil's Play. And again, you can play one of them. The second one is all much worse than the first one. The fact that you can flash it back with the Snapcaster.
Most of the time it becomes Devil's Play you, next turn I win if you don't have an answer.
Yeah. That's exactly what played out in a game. So, not removal, but you are playing 2 Syncopates. Tell us about your choice of Syncopate versus negate or dissipate, or the ability to run no counters at all.
You have to have counters.
You're playing 3, I think.
Yes, 3 main. Considered a second Izzet Charm, but the Syncopate it's flexible in the game 1. Game 2, it may come out for negate or dissipate depending on the matchup.
And another thing that's relevant about Syncopate, it does exile upon resolution. So if you nab their Gravecrawler, it will not come back. As we have a sneaky visit from Sam Hanna. And then your last 5 cards that are in the main deck, we have 3 Thought Scours.
Again, for the Pike, pretty much, and then draw.
Alright, so Sam, are you leaving or are you just taking a book?
Oh, no, yeah. Just
Okay. Alright. And then finally, 2 Think Twice. You seem to work fine. Is there any particular reason why you played that opposed to any other draw spell? Is there any really other draw spell in the format?
Desperate Ravings. I had one Desperate Ravings, 2 Think Twice, and no Izzet Charm. But I think the Izzet Charm is a bit better than the...
Someone mentioned in the chat that something doesn't answer Lotleth Troll. Do you remember? Does anyone know?
Pillar.
Pillar?
Yeah, because Lotleth Troll can discard in response and get up to 3.
That is true.
It's a 2/1 base, right?
2/1. So he has to discard 2.
You have to discard 2. I know it does regenerate, but I guess that's right. It doesn't beat regenerate, but it's still a good card. All right, and then you're playing a variety of lands. All of these unhinged full art lands that you will not trade to me because you're a jerk. You're playing Steam Vents. You're playing Sulfur Falls. You are playing 1 Desolate Lighthouse.
And 1 Guild Gate.
Any thought of playing more lighthouses? I don't think you'd want
I don't
more
think
than
I
2.
want more than 2. That is right. I've thought about 2. 1 seems fine to me. Drawing. You just gotta be careful because you don't want to lighthouse twice on a turn.
Yeah, it does. Your mana base is not super greedy, but you don't want it to kill you. Is this Unsummon on the board?
Yeah, no, it's not on the board.
Okay, in the board, we'll just go quickly because they are pairing up out there. 1 Blasphemous Act. I think it speaks for itself.
Yep.
And then you have a variety of anti-control cards at the high ends. We'll just show them in... You have another Tamiyo. You have the new Niv Mizzet, and you play 1 Jace Memory Adept. I think those are all pretty self-explanatory. Bring them in against... Do you ever bring the... You wouldn't bring the Niv Mizzet in against non-control decks, right? Do you bring that in because the ping ability is relevant. But
the ping is relevant. If it's more of a mid-range deck, I might bring it in, but anything aggro, no.
So, you're playing the third Bonfire on the board. Let's talk about redirect.
Redirect. That was something I'm trying out here.
What are you trying to redirect?
Bonfire seems fine.
Seems very good, actually.
I brought it in against somebody playing an enchantment-based deck earlier with Invisible Stalkers. It's actually Sam Hanna. Brought it in against that.
So you can retarget his enchantments to your creatures.
Exactly.
Seems fun. Can't be that bad. I'm sure there's a lot of fun places. I'm sure it's also very frustrating because sometimes when you just want a hard counter, it's not as good. You have 2 of these, as you pointed out, very attractive foil cards. Those are Annihilating Fire. And those are for, I imagine, the zombie matchup, and then anything else that's...
Yes, Scott, I'm trying to live the dream.
They can't read that, so they are extolling the virtues of Bonfire in the chat. You have a Flames of the Firebrand, which I assume is just against aggro decks. 1 Zealous Conscripts.
Steals Walkers.
It's very good. We saw it win a game tonight. 2 Torments Crypts. We saw you get value out of that too. And then you have also 1 extra Unsummon.
That is not in the sideboard.
Okay. It's not in the sideboard.
I got a foil one throughout the night. And that is a rip sleeve. So
ignore the Unsummon. But finally, the anti-control package, or the whenever you need them. 2 negates and the dissipate. Seems solid. How have you won most of your games today? Pike won something?
Pike won something.
And then Devil's Play?
Pillar won 1. Pillar Flame. He was at 1 life for about 5 turns, and I just kept drawing lands. Jace would have won me by milling out, but we actually drew that second game because I didn't go straight with the 0-0-0 mill 30. I went +1-0-0, and we ran out of time in turns. And he was 1 card short. So.
1 card short. You live, you learn. But you made it into the top match or the top pairing in the final round. You're able to draw in. So on 3-0-2, right? One unintentional draw.
No, the 3. It should be 3-0-1.
3-0-2. We played 5 rounds. So
2. Okay.
1 unintentional draw with Jordan, which you can see.
Oh, two intentional draws. I'm confused.
One unintentional draw, one real draw.
Yes.
Which you can see in round 2. So, Blue-Red Delver seems like a very interesting archetype. More of a control deck than the tempo deck we're used to seeing.
More of a counter burn, I think.
Yeah, so, very interesting. So, think about it. You might give it a try. We are desperately close to having our next round. So, we're going to take a break, and we will be back shortly with the top 8 of tonight's Standard Tournament.